Hey everybody, it's Brad at Dayport Brothers LLC out in Versailles, Ohio. Gonna do another walk around video followed by an operational video on this 2019 Deere 333G skid steer that came in and we're putting up for sale. Like always, I'll walk around, I'll talk about the features and functions. I'll get up close to everything, I'll show you everything I see, tell you everything I know. As always, we'll fire it up, we'll show you those front pins, we'll let you hear the engine, lift the loader, dump the bucket, show you the hydraulics are strong, we'll turn it to both directions so it turns strong to both directions. As always, if you are in the market for a used skid steer, a used piece of construction equipment, or a used piece of ag equipment, please subscribe to the channel, please like the video. Your likes and subscriptions help other people who are looking for equipment find our videos and find our machines, and we truly do appreciate it. All right, like I said, this one is a 2019 Deere 333G cab, heat, air, high flow, 2-speed, selectable controls, power coupler, backup camera, creep mode, float, self-leveling bucket, ride control, reverse fan, heated air ride seat. This one has a radio, 12,100 pound operating weight, 3,700 pound lift capacity at 35%, and this one has 2,045 hours. Like always, here in a little bit, we'll fire it up, we'll show you these front pins. Top pins have a little bit of play in them. I wouldn't call them sloppy, but there's definitely some play there. The bottoms weren't as bad. A little bit of play down there in the coupler, where the coupler and the bucket comes together. Kind of about what I would expect for 2,000 hours, but there's definitely play. You'll see that, like I said, here in a little bit. Just kind of standing back here and seeing there's a little bit of a crack here. This is in the skid steer mount plate of the bucket. You'll see there's just a little stress crack right there where that this side piece that just keeps it from going side to side. You'll see there's a little bit of a stress crack there. Like I said, that's on the back side of that bucket. Looking at the loader arm here on the machine itself, you'll see typical paint flaking off around the edges and peeling and scuffs and scratches, rock chips here and there. Not too bad here, just a little bit of that paint starting to flake off. Nice and straight, no huge dents or dings. Again, just typical scuffs, scratches you can kind of see here. But like I said, no major dents or dings there. Scuffs in the decal, paint chips. Nothing I wouldn't expect for a 6-year-old skid steer. Taking a look at the track on this side. Decent tread depth here. I'm gonna say, as far as tread depth, I'll try to move so I don't get such a shadow here, but I'm gonna say tread depth is at least 65% or so. I think I'm being very fair there. There are some spots where you're starting to get some little chips in the tread bars. Little one there, a couple right here. There aren't any, I'm not seeing any big cracks running laterally. They're all just little chips here in tread bars and stuff. There's one big one there, another couple small ones. Again, nothing out of the ordinary on a used set of tracks. Again, some chips out of tread bars there. Still quite a bit of life left in these tracks though. Looking at the sprockets on this side, as you'll see there, plenty of life left there in those sprockets. Taking a little step back, looking at the side rail of the undercarriage, as you'll see there, still has some of the gray paint left. I'm gonna say it's probably 40–50% of that gray paint, otherwise it's scuffed off and scratched off. Nothing out of the ordinary. Again, for a 2,000 hour skid steer, you'll see some of them that have more of the paint still there, but you see a lot of them that have less. Pretty decent. All the rollers look pretty good in there on the side of the frame of the machine, as you can see in there. Just typical scuffs and scratches where dirt and rocks and stuff get flung up over there. Same thing up here on the top portion of that side of the frame. That yellow is still fairly bright, but just some scuffs and scratches. Again, nothing out of the ordinary there. Back here, fairly straight. Again, some of the paint chipping off around the bottom edges. Coming around to the back of the machine. That back door seems fairly straight. I don't see any huge dents or dings there. A couple little, there's a little bit of a dent here. I don't know if you guys can see it. It is dented in just a little bit here on this mesh part. A couple little paint chips and paint flaking right there. That back bottom section though is nice and straight. Just typical paint chips and scuffs and scratches, especially down here where you chain them down. The top door, you'll see a little bit of a dent here. That side's pretty good there. Up top's good. So that dent there. Coming around to this side. Down here, this bottom corner, everything looks pretty good here. Again, paint flaking off just at the bottom edge, and then typical scuffs and scratches. Taking a look at the tracks on this side. They match up really well to the other side. Still plenty of tread depth left here. Again, starting to get just little chips here and there in the tread bars. Again, nothing out of the ordinary. Just pointing them out. Looking at the sprockets here on this side, they match up really well to the other side. Definitely life left here in these sprockets. And taking a little step back, looking at the side rail of the undercarriage on this side. Again, you can still see some of that original gray paint. Some of it's wore down. I think they use a white primer underneath, as you can kind of see. It's wore down to the primer here in spots, and then scuffs and scratches. Nothing out of the ordinary. Those rear idlers look good. And then in here on the side of the frame, on the lower portion of the machine there, you can see again just chips, scuffs, scratches, nothing out of the ordinary on a used track machine. And then again up here, same thing, just paint chips, scuffs, scratches. Still retains quite a bit of that original yellow paint, but there are scuffs and scratches there. And taking a look at the loader arm on this side, again, no huge dents or dings. I'm not seeing anything that looks like it's been cracked or welded or plated anywhere. Just your typical, there's scuffs and scratches and paint chips. Down here on the back side of the skid steer mount plate, I don't see anything there that looks like it's been busted or welded anywhere. The bucket on this side also has a stretch crack in about the exact same spot, and it's actually peeled back a little bit there. Taking a look at the bucket from up front here. The bottom's nice and flat. I don't see any huge dents or dings or bows there in that bottom portion of the bucket. There is some residual cement splatter in the back and on the sides. Has spots for a bolt-on cutting edge, but this bucket does not have a bolt-on cutting edge. We'll go back to the back and see what we can see back here easily in the engine compartment. It's kind of hard with these Deeres to see much. As you can kind of see here, we'll take a look at these fins on these coolers back here. The fins are all pretty darn straight. Up by the breather, everything looks good. It's really hard to get in on these and see much. I'll just go slow, see, you can see what you can see without yanking these side shields off, which is kind of hard to do with one hand. Try to get down in here a little bit, see if you can see in there at all. Kind of bumping the microphone, so sorry if it's getting a little scratchy here. Those side shields are pretty straight here on this side. Same thing on this side. Those engine enclosure shields are good and straight. Take a look at the cab, the interior. Looks like it does have a block heater there sticking out the back. That back glass is good. The top of the back of the cab looks good. Coming around this side of the cab, everything's nice and square up there. All the glass seems to be good. I'm not seeing any cracks or spider webbing in any of that glass. Up here on the front face plates of the loader arms, again, just your typical scuffs and scratches. General use for a 6-year-old 2000 houred skid steer. Nothing I wouldn't expect up here, just from general work. That paint gets chipped off, and then you'll see some surface rust underneath of it where that metal's exposed. None of it looks like it's not a deep rust like it's been in salt or manure or anything like that. Just typical surface rust. That step's fairly straight. This little one here's got a couple little bends in that. That front door's in good shape. Down here in the floor mat, everything's pretty darn good down there. Taking a look at the seat, the lower seat cushion. Everything looks good there. I'm not seeing any cuts or tears. It does have some dirt and stuff there you can see in the back. Backrest, same thing. I don't see any cuts or tears there. Take a look at the joysticks. All 4 buttons are good there. Trigger's good on the back side. That rubber boot down here is good. You'll see that it's starting to get some of that, these have texture to them, as you can probably see there. Some of that texture is starting to wear, and the bottom portion's kind of a, I don't know, it's like it got a little bit of a rubber feel to it, and it's starting to get a little thin here on the sides. Nothing I wouldn't expect for a 6-year-old machine with 2,000 hours. Coming over here, looking at this joystick, buttons are good, toggle's good, trigger on the back side's good, rubber boot down here is good. Same thing, a little bit of that rubberized texture starting to wear off. Same thing up here. Looking at our HVAC stuff, all the fins are good here. Fins are good on this side. As of the time of this video, the AC is blowing cold. It does have the keyless start. As you can hear in the background, it's got a radio. Radio works. Backup camera. 2,046 hours now. So I said 2,045 earlier. It was 2,045.9 earlier. We've kind of run it around a little bit here. We have already done the operational video also, so it did take over. Hour meter's working like it's supposed to. Down here, all this stuff's fairly clean, not all faded out. A lot of times you'll see these get busted up. Everything looks pretty good here. Same thing on this side. Everything's pretty good here. Lap bar seems good. Take a look at the headrest here, the headliner I should say. Pretty darn clean. Couple little dirt stains here and there, but honestly it's pretty darn good. It's not sagging. You'll see a lot of times they fall down and they sag down. Everything looks pretty good here. Up top here where these cylinders come up, everything looks good there. I don't see anything that looks like it's been cracked or welded or plated anywhere there. And like I said earlier, back side of that skid steer plate, I don't see anything that looks like it's been cracked or welded. A couple little dents and dings and scratches, but nothing out of the ordinary for a used machine. All right, like I said, this one's a 2019 Deere 333G. Pretty much loaded up with options, 2,046 hours now. Lots of photos on our website. That's listed down below in the description. If you have any questions, comment down below. We'll try to answer them for you. We'll fire it up and get right into an operational video.